कृष्ण कृष्ण कहिए उठी भोर। 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 भोर किरण के साथ कृष्ण कह। भोर किरण के साथ कृष्ण कह वन में नाच मोर। कृष्ण कृष्ण कहिए उठी भोर। कृष्ण कृष्ण कहिए उठी भोर। पक्षी के कलरव में वंदन। पक्षी के कलरव में वंदन। पक्षी के कलरव में वंदन। वंदन लहरी करती। वंदन लहरी करती। वंदन लहरी करती। कृष्ण कृष्ण कहिए उठी भोर।
The life of the dynamic Mr. I K Bhat by his children Rani, Vrati and Vijay. Our father was born on March 16, 1919. At the very young age of 13 years, he left his home Jangarabettu to Dharwad and Hubli to work to support his family consisting of his parents and siblings. Later, he moved to Mangalore and finally to Chennai to work for Mr. Krishna Bhat, the founder of Woodlands Group of Hotels. Around 1945-46, he was the first person to leave Woodlands Hotel and venture out to start his own hotel business. Durga Cafe was his first hotel situated in Washington Pit. His friends followed in his footsteps. He was the guru and guiding light to numerous Udupi people. Around 1956-57, he opened his second hotel, Bhat's Hotel at T Nagar. Later, he opened the third one at Tamram, which is still run by his cousin. Family comes first in his life. He has supported all his siblings, his relatives and cousins. He has helped his hotel staff financially for the education of their children. He respected his father a lot and fulfilled his wishes by constructing the present Jangarabettu house. With the support of his brothers and brothers-in-law, he constructed the present Gangadhara temple. He laid the foundations to start the annual temple Utsav on a very grand scale lasting for 5 days. Till date, the Utsava continues and the temple is becoming very popular. For us daughters, he gave complete freedom. He encouraged us to do so many things. He loved to travel, and we still remember the various trips and the experiences associated with it. Around 1985-86, after fulfilling all his commitments, he retired to his native place, Irottur. Here, he encouraged the youth to participate in sports and cultural activities. He improved the standard of living of many people in and around Irottur. He was the banyan tree standing upright, braving the storm and sheltering his offshoots consisting of his family, relatives and friends. The whole Bhat family joined their hands in unison in remembering his birth centenary year. It goes without saying the whole Bhat family missed him. He lived a life of saintly grace and passed away gently into eternal tranquility, leaving behind his blessings for one and all. We miss you very much, Appa.
Lakshmi Prakash, wife of late K. Prakash Bhat. I am also the eldest daughter-in-law of Shri IK Bhat. I would be speaking a few lines about my mama's lovable memories. I remember very well of those days when I was back in the kitchen with my mama encouraging me to cook well. There were many moments in my life when he has helped me, selflessly asking for nothing in return. One of the most memorable moments was during the aftermath of my husband's death. I was filled with sorrow during those dark days, but it was my mama who supported us and brought us up. I will never be able to forget about this unconditional support, and I am sure he wishes well for us from above.
ನಾನು ಜಂಗರಬೆಟ್ಟು ಮನೆಯ ಐಕೆ ಭಟ್ರ ಎರಡನೇ ಸೊಸೆ ಶ್ಯಾಮಲಾ ಅಂತ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ. ನನ್ನ ಮಾವ ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಲಿ ಟೈಪ್ನವರು. ಅವರು ಊರಿಗೆ ಬಂದ ನಂತರ ನಾವು ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೆವು. ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಜೊತೆ ದೊಡ್ಡವರ ಜೊತೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಜಾಲಿ ಟೈಪು. ಮಕ್ಕಳ ತರಾನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಸಿವೆ ಕೂಡ ಆ ತರ, ನೆನೆಸಿದ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ತಿನ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆ ತರ ಅವರು. ಸಂಜೆ ಕಿಚನ್ಗೆ ಬಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾತ್ರೆಗಳದ್ದು ಬಾಯಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದು ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನ್ ಮಾವ ಅಂತ ಬಂದು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಏನೋ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಸಿವೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಉಂಟಾ ಅಂತ ಬಂದದ್ದು. ಸರಿ ಮಾವ, ಏನ್ ತಿಂತೀರಿ? ಸಾಧಾರಣ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟಿಗೆ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಅವಲಕ್ಕಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಫೇಮಸ್ಸು. ನಾನು ಸರಿ ಮಾವ ಅವಲಕ್ಕಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ಆದಿತ್ತ. ಸರಿ ಆಯ್ತು, ಸರಿ ಕಾಯಿ ಮೆಣಸು ಒಗ್ಗರಣೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಖಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವಲಕ್ಕಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಂತಿದ್ರು. ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಜೊತೆನೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ರಾತ್ರಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ, ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಚೇರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ತರ ಅವರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ತರ ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಲಿಯಾಗಿ ನಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ನಮ್ಮ ಅತ್ತೆಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವರು ಮುಂಚಿನ ಕಾಲದವರು ಆದ್ರೂ ಸಹ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೆಲವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಜೊತೆ ತಮಾಷೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೇನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾವ. ಆ ತರ ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೈ ಒಣಗುವ ತನಕ ಸಹ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಜೊತೆ. ಕೈ ಒಣಗಿದ ಸಹ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ತರ ನನ್ನ ಮಾವ. ನಮ್ಮ ಅತ್ತೆ ಜೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸಾಕುರಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಜೊತೆ ಎಂತ ಎಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ತಮಾಷೆ ಎಂತ ಮಾತಾಡುದು ನೀವು, ಸಾಕು ಕೈಯೆಲ್ಲ ಒಣಗಿತು ಹೇಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ನಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಅತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೈ ತೊಳಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಜಾಲಿ ಟೈಪು. ಅವಾಗ ಒಳ್ಳೇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಡೀತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದ್ದು ಮನೆಯದ್ದು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ತಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ದಾರಿ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನವರೆಗೆ ಅವರು ಹೋದ ನಂತರ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ನಡೆಸುವ ಹಾಗೆ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಷ್ಟು ತನಕ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರದ್ದು ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ, ಊರಿನವರದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲರದ್ದು ಸಹಕಾರವಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ವಿಷಯನೇ ಉಂಟು ಅವರದ್ದು, ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಾಧಾರಣ ಇಡೀ ಊರಿನವರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಐಕೆ ಭಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ತರ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಟು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಏನು ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಸಂಕ್ರಮಣ ದಿವಸ ಅವರ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ರೆ 100 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಆ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಊಟ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ 100 ಜನ ಊಟಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅವರು ಹೇಗೆ ಇದ್ರು ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮೂಲಕ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ತೆಗೆದು ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Hi family, I am Chandrika. I am the granddaughter of IK Bhat. Remembering Ajja on his 100th birth anniversary, I would like to share a few sweet memories of my life with him. When I was in school, he would come along with his walking stick to receive me midway to check for letters addressed to him, as during those days post would deliver to my school and not home. Every day on my way return from school, I would always look forward to see him on my way back, as it would make me feel very happy. One of the most hilarious events that frequently happened while watching Ramayana on TV. My Ajja would come prepared to watch it with tamantre in his mouth and oiled body, and no matter how much enthusiasm he showed to completely watch Ramayana, he would always fall asleep on his easy chair with tamantre dipping down his mouth. This was so funny that we would all watch him instead of watching Ramayana. He would only wake up at the end of the serial and ask, "Anna, Anna, Anna." I must also mention the way he would drive his ambassador car. His sitting posture was like as though he is sitting on his easy chair with his paunch pressing against the steering wheel. Once I watched him from the temple as he was driving down the road, waving at me without looking ahead. He went on to hit the stone benches beside the road. The car was full of scratches and dents, but it didn't bother him. Whenever it's time for dinner, I would go to call him and he would pretend to be asleep. When I go near him, he would suddenly scream and startle me like I was so talkative that he would tell me, "Think ₹5 kodbe 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಪಾತೆರಡ." These are a few of many memories that I have of him, and I will always love him. Thank you so much for everything, Ajja. I miss you.
Hi, I am Anu, granddaughter of Bhat Ajja. I have very few memories of him because we used to meet only during summer vacations when I used to come to Irvattur. But some incidents I remember still now is how he used to apply lot of oil on his body and sleep on the easy chair and used to make loud snores. We used to laugh, especially me and Chandrika, and how he used to make sounds while walking. Another fond memory is when he came during vacations from Irvattur to Bangalore. He took us all to Mysore in an ambassador car. We had a very good time over there. I miss you, Ajja.
I will be speaking on the behalf of Pranav Upadhyaya. My Ajja. Mere words cannot comprehend the man my Ajja was. My first sweet memories of him were back in Chennai when I was probably 3 years old, and he was, well, huge. He was a Dara Singh of our family. All that I knew back then was Ajja had a hotel, and it was his little paradise called Bhat's Paradise. Time went by, we moved to Katkala, and soon Ajja came over to Irvattur. Oh, the joy when we saw a Royal White Ambassador TMC 7302 car. It was my first car I went in, and probably the only car I went in until I was 16 or so. I started having much more visits to Irvattur as we were growing up, and many interactions with our dear Ajja and Ajji. Ajja wasn't a man who would waste too much of his precious time playing with us kiddos, because he had to apply Pinda Taila and have his share of morning sleep with loud snores, of course. But occasionally, when he would be in the mood, he would tease us to no end. I remember when I was kid, he would ask Gangamma, or whatever her name changed to now, whom she would marry, and me being the youngest, she would point at me, and I would be so embarrassed and angry at Ajja. Those were the good old days when the 10 of us would be here during the summer and swim, play cards, and eat mangoes all day. Other few good memories I have is me trying to hold Ajja around the waist, and my tiny hands would reach the size of his tummy, and even after me pressing my face on his belly to reach the other end. I truly believe my Ajja has the biggest belly in the world. Occasionally, he would get into kusti mode and lock me onto his chest, and I would be scared that he would just sleep off like that with me writhing pain. One thing is the way he would go straight into the kitchen of every hotel we visited, be it Shri I K Bhat's hotel, Ashok Bhavan, or MMC. While we would be busy eating gut bud, he would stroll into the kitchen and start suggesting things to improve in the hotel. Guess nobody could take out the hotelier even in him. It was in his genes. Growing up, I could see lots of people who respected and admired Ajja, and I slowly started understanding what Ajja went through. How he single handedly went to Madras, started as a small help, and went on to become one of the leading hoteliers in Chennai, increasing my admiration and by leaps and bounds toward Ajja. Ajja wasn't just a normal person, he was the one who held many people's fingers and brought them all up, set them up for life. Friends, family, or the needful. He was there for one and all. He was kind, generous, and authoritative all at once. After hearing all this, my Ajja wasn't a normal person for me anymore. He was and still is an inspiration. Each time we cry about not having enough houses or cars for ourselves, just thinking about Ajja and his selfless deeds make me want to cry. In those days, from Jangarabettu to Sanur, and we were only known as IK Bhat. From Sanur onwards, we became Dr. Upadhyaya in a Pulli. Just made me feel so proud of Ajja's I had. One thing worth mentioning is the thought that Ajja was getting old, wanted to sleep 16 hours a day, but when it was time for duties of the Lord, he would be a possessed man. The 4 to 5 days of Utsava, we would see him everywhere, blistering heat in the afternoon or kola at midnight. He was at the forefront, year after year. His presence itself would make everyone stand up. Looking back, I'm sure it was the Lord who gave him superpowers on those days. One of my fondest memories of Ajja was on his 70th birthday. He seemed to brim with pride and was so happy on that day. We were all dressed up in matching patte shalu and had a blast. And then, just like that, he was gone. Sad reminder of how small life is. I feel so sad when I look at my daughter, for she has no Ajja in her life. What she missed, words can't describe. My Ajja was a man who ran away bare feet from his little village when he was a teenager and made a legacy for himself. Ajja, I will always miss you. I have so many wonderful memories to hang on to. You were a role model and a friend. Your guidance and love will carry me to the end of my days. This ode wouldn't be complete without me mentioning Ajji, the sweetest, kindest, strongest lady. Ajja's backbone since they started life together. Even when she was bedridden, if we visited her, she would ask if I was hungry, if I had anything to eat. Having a tear rolled on my eyes while I write this, just wishing they were alive so that we could have given them at least 1/10 of what they had given us. Even a hug from them would have brought us up in our darkest days. I love you, Ajja and Ajji, until we meet again. Leaving with a beautiful poem that I read. God saw you getting tired, and the cure was not to be. So he put his arms around you and whispered, "Come to me." With tearful eyes we watched you and saw you pass away. And although we love you dearly, we could not make you stay. A golden heart stopped beating, hard working hands at rest. God broke our hearts to prove to us He only takes the best.
Hello everyone, my name is Vishnu, also called as Pappu, and proud to say that I am IK Bhat's grandson. It is really difficult to talk about Ajja in 2 to 3 minutes because I have a lot of very good memories which I spent. But one thing which comes to my mind instantly is about his non-veg jokes which he used to share during our lunch at home. So we finish our lunch, Ajji finishes her lunch, mom finishes her lunch, and cleaning is done. But still, we will not get up from the table, and Ajja is continuously share his jokes. So later, Ajji has to come and literally shout at us, shout at Ajja, stop, Papu, joke le. So that is one very funny moment which comes to my mind instantly. Most important thing, what I feel is that what Ajja has given to us is the name and the respect people still give to the Jangarabettu family. Wherever we go and we had to introduce ourselves, we tell our name and we say that IK Bhat. That's how people recognize us. He's not there with us from past 20-25 years, but still his name has that weightage when we tell that, and that's very easy way to introduce ourselves to someone who's not who's not knowing us. I was really fortunate to spend some time during Ajja's last days when he has got admitted to KMC. He wanted to come out of that place quickly, so I think within 2 to 3 days he just spoke to the doctor and he just told that I want to go home. So that's how we got discharged, and when we came down to the lift, he could not walk because of suddenly got some back pain. So we had to go back and readmit him again, and he never came back alive. We were there close for 2 to 3 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks there. I'm sure whichever world he's in right now, he's definitely enjoying his life to the core, and people around him is also surely will enjoy their lives, because that kind of inspiring person he is. On this 100th birth anniversary of Ajja, I wish he would have been there with us now to celebrate, because when he was there with us, we never had a chance to celebrate his birthday. At least I never had a chance at my home because of various issues. But then when we have that capacity right now, and when we wish to celebrate this, he is not there with us, which is really sad. And I hope he's enjoying his life now. So he's definitely alive with all of us with these great memories. And I'm again saying that I'm proud to say that I'm a grandson of IK Bhat. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Before I start to speak, I would humbly like to submit that this is an impromptu, spontaneous speech from the heart. I'm trying here to talk about Irvattur Krishna Bhat, an enigma by all accounts. He was incomparable when alive, and today all the more so. A self-made man who started with being a cleaner, a helper and a cook in a small hotel in Mangalore, to being an institution unto himself in Chennai. The only relevant comparison that comes to my mind is of a big banyan tree, which starts out as a seed thrown into a land far, far away. Slowly and steadily it grows, branching out, providing cover and shade to a variety of beings until a whole new ecosystem develops under its carefully cultivated branches. It does not differentiate between the haves and the have-nots, the old and the new, the temporary and the permanent. It is a saga of strength, of being able to withstand whatever it is that nature has to throw at it, flood and drought, fires and thunderstorm, sun and the rain, whilst continuing to remain steadfast and to nurture and grow. Who could possibly understand a man who decided one day to give it all up and go back to his roots? A man who did not have education, but could read, write, and converse in English and a host of other languages. Of a man at the age of 70 jumping into the pool to have a swim with his grandchildren. Of somebody who could frolic on the beaches with his grandchildren and at the same time be a revered member of the village council. Of a man who was unpretentious, gregarious, erudite, and did what he had to, never once looking around to see who is following him or seeking appreciation and gratitude from anyone. A veritable Kalpavriksha who generously and affectionately continued to do what he wanted and was destined to do. I know that today he is up amongst the stars, constantly smiling at us, nudging, encouraging, and providing strength to each one of us. If only each of us had 1/10 the energy, the patience, the confidence, and above all, the very giving heart that he had, the world would indeed be a better place to live. Continue guiding us, Ajja, as we get on with our lives. Finally, I would like to end by saying it would be my constant and sincere endeavor in life to be worthy of being called a grandson of the great Irvatur Krishna Bhat. Thank you.
ಹಾಯ್ ಪೂರ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಅಜ್ಜ ಐ ಕೆ ಭಟ್ ಆಕನು 100 ವರ್ಷ ಆಪಣ ತಂತು ಈ ತಿಂಗಳು ಇಂಥ ಜಾದಂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಳ್ಳಿಯಡಿಗೆ ಪೂರ ಒಂದು ವೀಡಿಯೋ ಪಂತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂತಂದುಳ್ಳೆ ಅಜ್ಜನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪಂಡ್ರೆ ಪೋಂಡ ಪಾಪನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಪಾಪನ ಆತುಂಡು ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಆಂಡಲ ಪನೋಡು ತಾಂಡ ಒಂಜಿ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಸ್ತ್ ನಾಲ್ಕಂತ ಕಲ್ಪರೆ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಉಂಡು. ಅದಂಗೆ ಕಾರಡು ಏನು ಡ್ರೈವಿಂಗ್ ಕಲ್ತು ಶುರು ಪಡವಿದ್ರಿ ಹೋದಿತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂಜಿ ಬಸ್ಸದ ಎದುರುಡು ಎಂಕ್ಲೆಗೆ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಕೊಡೊಂದಿತ್ತು, ಓವರ್ಟೇಕ್ ಕಂಪರ್ ಬಿಡೊಂದಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಬೆತ್ತು ಕಡೆಗೆ ಒಂಜಿ 15 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ ಬೆತ್ತು ಎಂಚಲ ಒಂಜಿ ಸೈಡ್ ಕೊಳಿಯೇ ದುಂಪೋಯ್ ಸಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಅಜ್ಜ ಬಂಡೇರು ನನ್ನ ನಮ ಸ್ಲೋ ಹೋಯ್ತು. ಏನು ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಂಡೆ ಇಂಚಿತ್ ನಾಲ್ಕಲೆಗೆ ಇಂಚನೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಕಲ್ಪೋಡು ಬಂತು. ಅರೌಂಡ್ ಹಾಫ್ ಆನ್ ಅವರ್ ಬಸ್ಸದಾಗಿ ಎಂಕು ಸೈಡ್ ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಿಯ ಎಂಕು 20 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಹೋದಿತ್ತ. ಅಂಚ ಅಜ್ಜಡ ಕೆಲವು ಪೂರ ಕಲ್ಪರೆಗುಂಟು ಗರ್ವ ಅಂಪಂತೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೆತ್ತವರಿಗೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಕಲ್ಪೋಡು ಬೆತ್ತು ಏರ್ಲ ಅಜ್ಜಡ ಬೋತ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಪಾತ್ರೆ ಎರಡ ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಜಾದಂಡ ಇನ್ಸಲ್ಟ್ ಆಪಕ ಪಾತ್ರೆ ಎರಡ ಅಕ್ಕಳು ఆయన ಮೋನೆಸ್ ಒಂತೇನೆ ಆಗಿ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಇನ್ಸಲ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಪಾತ್ರೆ ಇಂದ ಕಲ್ತಿದೆ ಬೆತ್ತು ಮಂತೆರ್ತಿ ಏನೇ ಲಕ್ಕಿನ್ ಸೋಜು ಜಾಪಂಡ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ತೆರಿಬೆತ್ತು ಏನು ಅಜ್ಜನ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಏನೇ ಇತ್ತು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಬೇತೆ ಏರ್ಲ ಎತ್ತಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಸೋಜು ಇತ್ತನ ಪಣ್ಲೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತದ್ದಿ ಬೆತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಜ್ಜಾಗಿ 100 ವರ್ಷದ ಟೈಮ್ಲು ನಮ್ಮ ಜಾದ ನಂಪೋಡು ಅಂತ ಬಂತು ರಾಣಿ ಎತ್ತರ ಬರ ಬಂತೇವೆ ಅವಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಂಡ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಜಾದ ಸೋಜು ಬಂಡ ಅಜ್ಜ ಖುಷಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಅಂಡ ಅಜ್ಜಾಗ ಖುಷಿ ಅವನಂತ ವಿಷಯನೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರಿ ಅಂಪೋಡು ಜಯಪಂಡ ಅಜ್ಜಗೆ ಮಂತ ಎತ್ತನಲ್ಲ ಗಂಗಾಧರನೇ ಇಂಚಿನ ಎತ್ತನಲ್ಲ ಪೂರ ಗಂಗಾಧರಗೆ ಹೊಂದಿತ್ತೇವೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಂತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತಿಪ್ಪ ಅಜ್ಜನ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಪೂರ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಕೈ ತೊಳೆದು ಒಂಜಿ ಹಾಲ್ ಅಂಪೋಡು ಅಂತೂ ಜಾಗಲಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿತ್ತೇವೆ ಆ ಜಾಗ ಕೊಳ್ಪುರಿ ಬಣ್ಣ ಥರ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅಜ್ಜಗೆ 100 ವರ್ಷ ಆಪನ ಟೈಮ್ ಉಂಟು ನನ್ನೊಂಜಿ ಜಾದ ನಮ್ಮ ನೆನಪಿಯೋಡು ಬಂಡ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಗಳ ಶಾಯ ಆತ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಅಂತೂ ಈ ವರ್ಷ 50 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಗೆ ಏರಿಯಾಗಣ್ಣ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಡ ಅಜ್ಜ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದಿ ನೆನಪಿದ್ದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ 69 ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಗಳ ಶಾತ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆ ಲೆಕ್ಕಡು ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಕೂಡ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಗಳ ಶಾತ 5 ವರ್ಷ ಆಪನ್. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಜ್ಜಗೆ ಖುಷಿ ಅಂಬೋದಂಡ ಗಂಗಾಧರ ಖುಷಿ ಅಂತಂಡ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅಜ್ಜಗೆ ಖುಷಿ ಆಪನ್ ನಿತ್ಯತೆ ಇಪ್ಪೇಳಿ ಒವ್ವೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಜ್ಜ ಇತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಿನ ಪಂಡ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಂಬರೆಗೆ ಆಪು ಜಯಪಂಡ ಒவ்வೊಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನಕ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಆಡು ಇಲ್ಲಾಡ ಆಡು ಪೂಜೆ ಅನ್ನಕ ಅಜ್ಜ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣು ಎದುರುಡೆ ಸೋಚು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಏಪಲ್ ಅಂಚಾತ್ರಿ ಅಜ್ಜ ಇದ್ದೀರ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ಅಜ್ಜ ಇತ್ತದನ್ನ ಇತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ವಿಷಯ ಬೇಜಾರಲ್ಲ ಆತು ಜಯಪಂಡ ದುಮ್ಮ ಅಜ್ಜ ಅಪ್ಪನಾಗ ಉತ್ಸವ ಏತ ಗೌಜ ಅಂತಿತ್ತು ಮಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೋಂತಿತ್ತೇರು. ಸೊ ಇತ್ತೆ ಏರ್ಲ ಬರ್ಪುರಿಯರು ವರ್ಷ ಅಂಕರ ಉತ್ಸವ ಅಂಕಲ ಅಂತಾರೆ ಅಜ್ಜಾಗ ಒಂದು ಖಂಡಿತ ಬೇಜಾರು ಆತಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಮಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪಂಡ ಆನಾತು ಟ್ರೈ ಜಂಪ್ಲೆ ಬರದಾಗಿ ಉತ್ಸವ ಅಂಕ ಒಂಜಿ ದಿನ ಅಂಡಲ ಜಯಪಂಡ ಅಜ್ಜ ಖುಷಿ ಅವನ ಅಂಡ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂಜಿ ಸಾಧಿಪ್ಪನ ಎಂಕಾಲ ಸೋಜಿರಿ ಬೇತೆ ಉಲ್ಲ ಸಾಧಿ ಉಂಟು ಪೂರ ಗಂಗಾಧರನ ಅಜ್ಜ ಉತ್ಸವ ತಪ್ಪಗ ಮಂತೆರ್ತು ಸುರುಟು ಪೋತು ಮಂತೆರ್ತು ಕಡೆ ಬಟ್ಟ ಬರೋಂತಿತ್ತು ಏತೆ ಕಣ್ಣು ಕೋರನಲ್ಲ ಪೂರ ಆನ ಮುಟ್ಟಲ್ಲ ಅಜ್ಜ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಅಂಚಿಂಚು ಬಂದೊಂತಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಂತ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಅಂತ ಏನು ನೋಡಿ ಆನಾತು ಮಂತೆಲ್ಲ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಪನ ಬೇತು ಈ ವರ್ಷಲ 5 ವರ್ಷ ಆನ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಗಳ ಸಂಬಳ ಉಂಟು ಎಂಕ್ಲೆ ಪೂರ ಮಂತ ಆಸೆ ಉಂಡು ಬೇತು ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಅಧಿಷ್ಠಾನ ಒಂಜಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಅಂಬಂಟ್ಲ ಆಸೆ ಉಂಡು ಐಕೆ ಪೂರ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಖರ್ಚು ಉಂಡು. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪೂರ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಡು ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಎಂಚ ಉಂಟು ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಉಂಟು ಆ ಥರ ಅಜ್ಜನ ಖುಷಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಲ್ಲ ಮಂತೆಲ್ಲ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜಾದಂಡ ಒಂದು ಎಣ್ಣೆಲೆ ಮಂತೆಗಳ ಅಜ್ಜನ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಇಂಚನೆ ಇಪ್ಪಡು ಏಪಲ್ಲ ಮಂತೆಲ್ಲ ನೆನಪಡು ಅಜ್ಜ ಇಪ್ಪಡು ಅಜ್ಜನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪಂಡ್ರೆಗೆ ನೆತ್ತು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಜಾವ ಸೋಜರಿ ಏ ಕಡೆ ಪಂಡ ಕಡೆ ಪಂಡ ಪೊಂಡ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಉಂಡು ಅಂತಾರ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 2 ಪಾತ್ರ ಐತೆ ಅಜ್ಜಗೆ. ಐ ಲವ್ ಯು ಅಜ್ಜ, ಐ ಮಿಸ್ ಯು ಅಜ್ಜ, ಬಾಯ್.
Hi, this is Kaushik Raghavendra, for those of you who don't know me. Son to Shri Bhat and grandson to IK Bhat. When I think of Ajja, the one thing that comes to my mind is live life king size. And he truly embraced that. I remember my summer vacation, spending time with him, visiting various restaurants, because he truly enjoys good food, and that's probably why I enjoy good food too. Visiting various temples, and of course, very important, he was my first teacher who learned me how to swim in the pond that we have at Jangarabettu. For him, family always came first. He would do anything and everything that he could for his family. His children meant a lot to him, and his grandchildren, we were very precious to him. He would be very excited to have us, and he always looked forward to the summer vacation, because that was the time when all of us, the 10 grandchildren, we got together. We had so much fun playing with him, eating together as a family. Those were some of the best moments of our lives, and we really miss that. And we miss him. I definitely miss him. Somebody who was very close to me. I definitely miss Ajja, and I wish he was alive today to see how we are doing in life, so that he could have spent good time with his grandchildren and his great-grandchildren. We miss him. Thank you.
Hello everybody, this is Irvattur Yogesh Bhat, son to Irvattur Jayaprakash Bhat and grandson to Irvattur Krishna Bhat. Today I am going to share my thoughts and memories of Shri I K Bhat. Irvattur Krishna Bhat, born on 19th March 1919, hails from a small village Irvattur, part of Karkala Taluk, Udupi district, Dakshina Karnataka. The present Irvattur village has a population of 600 houses, around 3,000 people. Imagine what it would have been 100 years ago. I'm going to share 3 things about Shri I K Bhat. A truly self-made man left Irvattur village at the age of 13 to build a career out of hotel. And he humbly started as a server in Woodlands Hotel, went on to own 3 hotels in the city of Chennai. A person who believed in helping the needy person. There are many families today who owe their present success for the timely help and an unconditional positive regard that he always bestowed upon them. I K Bhat, Irvattur Krishna Bhat, we comfortably tell him and call him as Irvattur King Bhat. He always lived the life of a king size, right through his ups and downs of his life. My fond memories of Ajja are his sheer courage to take on ups and downs in his life. A foodie, enjoyed all types of cuisines. I was told that his favorite sweets were kumda halwa and jackfruit paisam. Enjoyed chewing the betel leaf, and my vivid memory of seeing Ajja whenever we used to visit during our summer vacation are applying Narayan Tailam after his breakfast and having a lovely snooze. And always used Mysore sandal soap, and you can spot him in an impeccably white kurta and a white dhoti, a trademark of I K Bhat. I K Bhat is a brand built by sheer hard work, built through helping others and with an unconditional positive regard, and he was a man who enjoyed conversation. He could have a conversation with the rich and the poor. He could have a conversation with a very old person and even with a kid. He could have a conversation with educated and not so educated. Thank you, Ajja, for everything, and we owe you a lot. Thank you.
Hi everybody, for those that don't know me, I'm Karthik. My earliest memories of Ajja was when I used to go with him to Bhat's Hotel in Ranganathan Street I was probably 3, 4 at the time. I remember, hanging out in the kitchen, or if they're busy, go up and down on the electric train from Mambaram to Tambram. After Ajja retired from the business, I remember going to his house in on West CIT Nagar on weekends and on the holidays, and with the other kids gathering around in the living room and listening to stories. Ajja was a good storyteller. When it came summertime, we used to go to Marina Beach a lot, and which meant that we ended the trips with sundal and ice cream. And another thing is, because Ajja had a air-conditioned bedroom, it was a special treat for us to sleep in that air-conditioned room, in spite of Ajja's legendary snoring. When Ajja moved to Jangarabettu, we used to visit around summer. Ajja was my first card teacher. The games that I know, most of them, if not all, was taught by him, and it was those are good times. All the cousins getting together, having carefree times. No worries, none of that sort. Ajja was a very unique man. His zest for life and his love for family and friends, is very hard to follow. But we should try to follow him. Thanks.